Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to make an awesome workout video like this one.
It's time for our at-home workout for our glutes and hips. We begin in phase 1, our dynamic warm-up. Leg comes up, arm goes up to the ceiling, all the way back down to our face, and on the floor again. It's important to keep that leg at a 90-degree angle. Sustain yourself from injury. You're going to repeat this 5 times on both sides. This move is great for full range of motion and to really get that blood pumping. Now it's time for phase 2. We start with our lateral leg raise for 30 seconds. Make sure that toe is pointed towards the floor. Then you can move on to your forward hip circles for 20 seconds. It's important to keep that spine in neutral. Use your arm to sustain yourself and keep the other arm above your head. Then move on to your backward hip circles for 20 seconds. These moves are great for hip strength and spine strength. Now, we're gonna work that booty. You're gonna make sure to do your glute bridges for 30 seconds. You're gonna squeeze really tight when you come up. You wanna really keep that core and those glutes engaged. Now it's time for your cool down. We're starting with knee hugs, 8 times on both sides. Again, spine in neutral. You don't wanna bend down and cause yourself injury. Then your hip hugs for 8 times on both sides. You've done a great workout. I'm super proud of you. Well done.
Alright, so this was a really fun video to shoot, and this was actually the first time I ever used the Zion Smooth 4. It's got tons of different options, you can customize it, it's got a follow focus built right into it, and it's fantastic at creating smooth shots. Like this shot that I filmed in the workout video, I could only do using the Smooth 4, so it was incredible. It keeps it perfectly smooth and stabilized, and it is definitely worth the price. Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to edit a video just like this one. So we're going to create a new project, 16 by 9, and we're going to bring in our footage that hopefully you shot with the Smooth 4, and we're just going to bring in all the files right now. So the first thing I do is I just scrub through and I find where I want my video to start. Once I'm at where I want my video to start, I'm going to click on the video clip, click on the scissors icon, and click on trim to left of playhead. Alright, so now I have a whole bunch of video clips, so I'm just going to fast forward, but all I'm doing is just trimming the video. So I'm choosing beginning points, ending points, I'm splitting the clips, just basic stuff for right now. Now the first effect that we're going to work on is the camera's going to cut, and it's going to zoom in to show a specific body part and its movement. So with the clip selected, I'm going to click on the scissors icon and click split at playhead. And I'm going to go to where I want it to jump back out and click split at playhead as well. Now with that little middle clip, we're going to zoom in. So we're going to click on the cropping feature and we're going to zoom in till it's exactly where we want it to be. And make sure the equal sign is selected so that you don't accidentally zoom in or out and it stays constant throughout your video. Next, we're going to change the speed. So click on your clip and go to the speed icon and we're going to lower it to about 0.5. So about 50%. Alright, so now we're going to add a transition. To do so, click on the transition box in between the clips. We're going to choose a classic transition and the crossfade. So now as you can see, our video crossfades, and now it's zoomed in. But we want a transition to come out of it, so we're going to click on the box again and apply another crossfade. The next effect I want to do is a freeze frame. So as you can see, the camera goes down and shows the 90 degrees in her leg. But what I want to do is freeze frame it and then add a graphic. So I'm going to go to the point I want it to freeze frame, click on trim, and split and insert freeze frame. So now it added the freeze frame into our timeline. So we're going to come back and do the graphic later. For now I'm going to jump to the beginning and we're going to add the opening titles. I went and I downloaded a black screen, or you can just take a black screenshot, whatever you like, and bring that in. Now we're going to add a layer and choose text. You can name it whatever you'd like. Ours is the at-home workout glutes and hips. So we're going to scale the text up. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of options, whether you want the shadows on or off, glow, outline. At the top left, you can change the font. So we're going to click on League Gothic to change it to that font. And I'm going to scale it up just a little bit. And you can change the color to whatever you'd like. I'm going to go with a light blue. KineMaster has a lot of great options. We can even choose how we want our text to appear. So on the in animation, I'm going to choose letter by letter. You can even customize how long it takes to appear. So I'm actually going to make it a little bit longer and do 1.5 seconds. We can go back, and now our out animation, I just want it to fade out when it's done. Now we can add a transition between our intro screen and our first clip. So to do that, again, we're going to click on the box, and I'm going to do another crossfade. We can hit play to see how it looks. It looks good, but I want the text to fade out a little sooner. So I can zoom in on the timeline, and I'm going to click and drag the end of the text box, and we're going to change the duration to end just about halfway through the transition. So now our text fades out about halfway through, which is great. So there's our intro text. Now we're going to do our phase 1 text. So again, we're going to click Layer, Text, and enter phase 1. This is our warm-up. Again, I want it all to match. We're going to click Lead Gothic on the font. I'm going to scale it up and position it in the bottom left corner. For the in animation, I want it to fade in, and I want it to do it pretty quick. So I'm going to change the duration. And same thing for the out animation. I want it to fade out, and I want it to fade out a bit quicker. And I'm going to change the text so it only appears during the first video clip. Alright, next we're going to add a graphic to that freeze frame that we created earlier. I'm going to click on Layer, Handwriting, and I'm going to make sure it starts just at the beginning of the photo. You can change the arrow type, whether you want it to be a line or an arrow. I'm going to choose the line, and you can change the color to whatever you'd like. I'm going to go with yellow. So I'm going to draw the top part of it, and then I'm going to change the line to become an arrow, and I'm going to draw the arrow down. And just like everything else, you can customize the in animation. For this one, I want it to draw in order. And then for the out animation, I want it to fade out. And for this transition, I'm going to do something a little different. We'll go with the color tiles transition. Alright, now to do the rest of the text, an easy way is to select phase 1, and we can duplicate it right here. And we can just hold it and drag it to where we want it to be. So I'm going to add a new text. Going to add a transition. And again, since it's a bit redundant, I'm just going to fast forward and show you that I'm just adding a whole bunch of different texts. I can customize it, change the outro, the intro. I'm throwing on transitions. Until we get to this part. This is the scene where we zoomed in earlier. Now in this clip, I want to add a circle. So I'm going to add a layer and handwriting. And we can change the line to a different shape. I'll choose the circle. You can change the color if you'd like, but I'm just going to click and drag and make our circle. And again, just like everything else, we can change our in animation. This one I'll do draw by stroke. And again, for the out animation, we'll just have it fade out. And I'll change the duration of the circle so it just appears over this video clip. Alright, and for the very last effect, what I want the video to do is slowly start to blur, and then we can see text appear that says well done. So to do this, we're going to click on Layer and then Effect. Under Basic Effects, you can find Gaussian Blur. So we bring that in. You can change the shape if you'd like. But for now, I'm just going to scale it up so it fills the whole screen. And I want the video to fade into a blur, so I'm going to change the in animation to fade. You can also change the blur strength. I'm just going to raise it to 3. Now we're going to add our text. Well done. Change the font so it matches the rest of our video. And I'll scale it up. I want it to fade in, so we'll change the in animation to fade. Change the duration if you'd like. And if we hit play, it looks good, but I want it to pop a little bit more and make it more easy to read. So what I'm going to do is bring in another black screen. I'll scale it so it fits the length of the text. And I'm going to crop it so it's just a little bit bigger than our text. So right now the black box is in front of our text and blocking it. So to change this, I'm going to click on the black screen, click on the 3 dots icon on the left, and choose Send to Back. So now our text is showing. And I'm just going to fine tune it so that it's centered. And now we can read our text much easier. I'm going to lower the opacity of it just a little bit. And that's the end of our video. Now, I wanted to add music. So I'm going to go to the very beginning of my timeline. I'm going to click on Audio. And you can click on the KineMaster store on the top right. And you can search for a song that you really like. So I'm going to click Download. and it installs it. So I'll exit out, and under music assets, I can click the plus icon to add it into the timeline. And the very last thing we're going to do is do a voiceover. To do that, you can just click on voice and hit start when you're ready. And then after you're done recording your voiceover, it'll place the file directly on your timeline and your video will be good to go. Feel free to adjust the volume if it's too loud or too quiet. But that's all the steps, and now you've created your own workout tutorial video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new.